Good morning, guys, and welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you here. Today is Friday, December 7th, 2017. Big welcome to the show. Now I know the reason why Saudi Arabia, the thing with the reporter, the journalist thing that just happened not long ago. Khashoggi was his name or whatever. Now I know why the whole thing just kind of smoothed over. Now I just found out the reason why this morning. Let's take a look at the charts and let's get right into it. Let's open the charts right here and let's take a look at this right here. This chart, let me narrow in on it so we can take a closer look. This will give you the reasons why for an awful lot of stuff right here. And what we see here is we see the United States has went through a vast increase. Now, this chart is from January 1994 until August of 2018. And it shows the biggest, thickest, heaviest line here on the chart, which is this big black line down here at the bottom, is United States oil production. And you see, what happened was starting in I guess the lowest point would be around 2008 during the financial crisis. Ever since then, they've been pumping money into building oil rigs and technology and everything else during quantitative easing. The Fed's been pumping money into this. And what they've produced is a monster oil producer is what they've produced with all this money that's come in to build all these fracking wells. And we see it start to take off around 2008. And 2010, it was really starting to get going and really exploded in 2012. And it went up and 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 up into 2014. And then the Fed started tapering and stuff. In other words, cutting off the taps, the money, to these companies that put the wells in. They started getting a little bit tight with them. And we've seen a slump here, a little slump, into 2016. But what they did was they started backdoor money into these oil companies and stuff again through the banking system and started giving them practically free money and getting them all up and running with these wells. And now we're seeing the results. We're seeing it just almost going straight up into 2018 here. We're seeing the amount of oil that the United States is producing is almost shooting straight up. And if we take a look on the very right-hand side of this, we can see it's a close-up of the chart into 2018 from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August. It goes through. It doesn't go in. It's still going shooting straight up. We can see the United States has passed the oil production of Russia and Saudi Arabia both. They've passed their production, and they're still shooting straight up with the amount of oil. And this chart also shows how many million barrels per day they're producing. And it shows that the United States, I think right now it's like 11.4. The chart doesn't go as far as right now. I think right now it's something like 11.4 million barrels a day. Well, if we look back on this chart, we see just not long ago, they were only producing about 10, more or less, million barrels a day. And now they're producing 11.4 million barrels a day. Okay? So that's a 1.4, that's over, let's see, 10.4, that's over a million barrels per day. It's 1.4 million barrels per day, roughly, an increase over what they had been producing. Well, guess what the Saudis' cuts are going to be right now? About the same amount. They said they were going to cut 1.1 million barrels per day, and they actually decided to cut 1.2, I think it is, million barrels per day. Well, if Saudi hadn't have made those oil cuts, OPEC hadn't have made those cuts, if OPEC had got mad over something, don't know what, would make them mad. I can think of a few things. But anyway, if they hadn't have made these cuts to equal the amount of U.S. oil the increase of U.S. oil production over the last few months, well, then the oil price would have continued to be in decline. And this is very bad news for for what the United States is trying to do. Not only that, Saudi, by agreeing to these cuts, they can't sell as much oil. It means the United States gets to sell more of their crude. It means more money coming over here. And we're talking 1 million barrels per day. We're talking an awful lot more money than the arms sales to Saudi, which is what, 12 billion or whatever. We're talking big bucks here. That the United States gets to sell 1 million barrels extra oil every day, that Saudi gets to sell 1 million less. I think they're getting the short end of the stick on all of this. And they're doing it to themselves. They're basically saying, okay, we'll sell less of our oil so that the price will go up, and you guys go ahead and just sell all you want. Sell all you want. Well, you got to be pretty good friends with a guy for him to do that. Seriously, you know. Okay, so let's get on. We got the charts open already. Let's get on with the show a little bit here. And let's go over and take a look at some of the stuff's going on with the markets. We got cryptocurrency here. Bitcoin wisdom. We've had, this sell-off. I'm going to tell you what, guys, and I'm going to call it right here, right now. Bitcoin is starting to get oversold. Take it for what you want. But in my opinion, Bitcoin is starting to get oversold now. Just now, since these recent declines we've had last night, you know, it's starting to get oversold. And you know what happens when something gets oversold? It means it's overshot the target. It means that the bears have had such control over the last little while that they've run away with themselves. They're just like in a glee. They're running around the exchange floors screaming, we're on a crazy high. You know, they've run away with themselves, and look at what they've done. They've taken Bitcoin down, slaughtered it. They've basically slaughtered it. It's been slaughtered now at this point. And it's still, the bears still have control over it. They could take it a bit lower. Yeah, they must be just glee amongst the bears. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to slink myself down there and get myself a couple Litecoins, probably, maybe 2 Litecoins, while it's at these prices. You know what I mean? For crying out loud, because Litecoin's like $25. Let's go over to cryptocurrency market capitalizations. Let's take a look to see what Litecoin is this morning. I know it's darn cheap. Darn cheap. Look at this, $25.57. Wow. I'm going to take advantage of what the bears have done for me, because I think it's oversold at this point. You know, I really do. I don't think it has much room left down there. It'll be zero if it keeps going. You know, taking off 10% every night. You know, I mean, you can't do that forever. Okay, so now let's take a look at the silver price today. Silver has been shooting up. The markets, there's getting to be nervous people in the financial system. People are starting to get nervous. Now today they're starting to settle down a little bit, you know, and they're starting to quiet down. But dollar's going up, dollar's going down, and silver is going up. And let's take a look at the gold price. Oh, silver's $14.57 today. She's up 13 cents. But let's take a look at the gold price right now. Okay, get our gold chart. You see gold, she's shooting up today. This is great. I love to see gold and silver go up. Really, honestly, I can't help it. I just can't help it. When I see it go up, I'm just like a cheerleader. Come on, go, go, go. You know? Okay, so here's the Dow Jones today. And we see what's happening. She was up a few minutes ago. I was just about ready to say she's up. And all of a sudden, pow. Down 120. I mean, that was just 2 minutes ago. It was up. Now it's down 120. And 120 is a lot to drop in the time of a commercial advertisement, or the time that I chat for 2 or 3 minutes. That's a lot to fall. I'll tell you. The Dow Jones is really on shaky grounds right now, isn't it? I think we can all agree with that. It went up to these precipitous highs on the backs of easy money. And now the easy money's been drained away, and it's been staying up high, and it's like it's been floating on what? You know, floating on hot gas. I mean, the whole thing could just collapse at any time it wants, basically. Let's take a look at the oil price here, and we see that those oil cuts, Saudis basically sacrificing themselves and saying, okay, we'll sell less of our oil, and you guys can go ahead and sell more. you know, and we can see what that's done. That sacrifice has brought the oil price back up 4.7%. $2.42 it's went up today, so it's come back up. It's equal. The oil price is going to stabilize, but not for long, because the United States is still increasing production. So unless Saudis agree to even sell less, in the end, they're not going to be selling any. They're going to be saying, okay, let the United States sell all their oil and we'll just keep all of ours. What do we do with it? Oh, boys, okay, let's dump it on the desert. You know, I don't know what they'll do with it, for crying out loud, but they're just going to, you know, that's good friends. You know, really, that's really good friends to say, okay, I'll go hungry today and you can have all of my lunch. You know, I mean, you got to be a really good friend to do that. You know what I mean? And the thing is really, seriously, you got to be a really good friend. Bonds and rates today. We see this. This is evidence to me of manipulation. I'm going to tell you, the stock market the other day, when I saw it shoot up like that, I was just thinking to myself, plunge protection team. That's what I was thinking. I mean, you know, when I seen that rally after we were down like what, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of points down, then it rallied back to only 79 points down. I said, plunge protection team. And when I look at this right now, right here in the markets, the bond market here, I'm going to tell you, I see manipulation written all over this right now. Manipulation. And it's moving so fast. We got the plunge protection team or the exchange stabilization fund or whatever right in here right now into the bond market. The way it's moving right now, they're messing around with it. To be quite honest, oh my God, I got on the wrong page here. OPEC meetings. Well, no, like, I'm all mixed up here. I'm getting on the wrong page. We want bonds and rates. There we go. Okay, sorry guys. I accidentally hit the wrong button on this thing. It's very sensitive. Okay, so here's bonds and rates. Where's my dollar chart? Here's what we want, the dollar chart. We see the dollar's falling off today. It's not falling that much, but you're going to see a corresponding action in the silver and gold markets as the dollar falls down some. You know, this is the thing. The dollar is going to be the thing, you know. When the dollar index starts to really seriously fall, that's when we're going to see a move back in the gold and silver and the cryptocurrencies. They're all connected to the dollar. This is the chart that connects. Excuse me. This is the chart that connects all of the asset classes that a lot of my viewers out there are into. Some of my viewers are into crypto. Some of my viewers are into gold and silver. Some of them are into both. But probably at least 80% of my audience has got gold, silver, or cryptocurrencies. This is what determines, right here, what your cryptocurrencies, gold and silver, are going to do, ultimately, in price, is this U.S. dollar index. You see this dollar index start to fall off markedly, and it's going to at some point in the future, not too distant future. You're going to see a rally, monster rallies. You're going to see boom times for gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies when this dollar dies. Basically, the dollar has to die in order for cryptocurrency, gold, and silver to live. You know, so long live the dollar. Let it go. Let it go down the toilet hole. I mean, it's going to ultimately have to go down the toilet hole because it's backed by nothing now at this point. It was backed by oil, but Russia and China, they're seeing that doesn't work anymore. Okay, listen, thank you guys for listening to this market report. You guys have a really nice day today and whatever you do. And let's see, let's get ready for the weekend and find something to do on the weekend. Bye-bye, guys. Have a nice time.